What's up guys, it's Kyle here back at again for another video, and today I'm actually going to be starting a series about the boring design of a few characters, but the subject of today's video is going to be Wolverine. And man, I have so much to say, but not really. I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm not going to say too much because I feel like this is kind of easy to jump into, but you know, Wolverine is one of those characters well, first off, I want to say he's one of my favorite characters in Marvel. I want to say he and Thor are like my favorite characters. Like, especially I've been reading a lot of comics. I've been recently reading a lot of the Ultimate Wolverine series, and I'm catching up on some old Thor comics at the moment. But just to get into this, like, when I saw that Wolverine was going to be in the game, I was like, man, this can go. This could be crazy. This could be either be really crazy or like it can be kind of dumbed down for being like a hero shooter. Because you can't make a character too crazy in a hero shooter, but it's kind of weird because when you look at Wolverine in comparison to characters that exist now, it's kind of like, man, they kind of dropped the ball. And it's weird because they made a character that can only be used against tanks. Now, one of the issues was that so there's been a solo tank epidemic, and then the moment you use him in quick play and you go against a tank and they just decide, oh man, I don't want to play tank anymore because I'm getting down by this Wolverine, they just switch off. So now like 50% of your usage, like that the reason that you are using the character just goes away. And that's just weird. It's like you have a character geared to taking out a role that people barely want to play as it is, and then the moment that role is gone, you can still use him, like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, he's pretty much useless. Like, you can, because you gotta build up rage, which builds up his damage, and he does damage percentage, like, on health. And it's like, it's such a weird mechanic, but it's just like, why? And it's one of those things because, like, if you want to come at it from, like, the comic angle, it's like, Wolverine has adamantium claws. Why does he have to build up to the damage to do damage? And I know people are going to be like, oh, this is a game mechanic, but it's like, it's just a terrible mechanic. I've never liked this mechanic. I don't even like it on Iron Fist. And the thing is, just to go on that a little bit, Iron Fist has the exact same health percentage damage mechanic. The only difference is that he has more mobility, and then he can't snatch his opponent. So pretty much Wolverine and Iron Fist are the same character, just rewrapped with like different animations. Wolverine lacks like the ability to jump around and he can't run on walls, which is another thing I have a problem with. Like, why can't Wolverine climb walls? Why can't he use his claws to just jump on walls? Like, why did we kind of just run out of ideas when it came to that character? But either way, let me go back on Iron Fist. Iron Fist, he can't snatch, and then Wolverine can't jump around. So that's sort of just a trade-off. The only difference between those two characters is that one of them doesn't have mobility and one does, and then one can't snatch. And I just find that to be like so weird because it's like you have a character that's essentially replaceable. So say if you're in comp, they ban one character, they ban Wolverine, okay, pick Iron Fist. They ban Iron Fist, okay, pick Wolverine. It's like, I get like that gives you options, and DPS has a lot of options, but it's just boring. And it's like when you have characters that feel replaceable, it kind of makes them stand out less, and I feel like that's a flaw in the game itself. Now, one of the reasons I'm starting this series to begin with is because Daredevil just came out, and we've seen exactly what they're capable of when it comes to making melee heroes, like to the fullest extent. And like Daredevil's an example of it being done right. And like Wolverine is just so lackluster in comparison. Like, another thing about Wolverine, he's one of the few melee heroes that doesn't have a different animation on his right, like, well, I guess, I don't know what it is for PC, but on controller, it's like clicking down on the right stick. He doesn't have a different animation for that. That's a completely missed opportunity. Also, his healing factor operates as a second life, which works game-wise, but it also seems lazy on how it was implemented for what his power is. Like, Wolverine has a healing factor. Why is it activating when he dies? Like, is that, and I know people are gonna, like, I'm just coming at this from a comic stance. Like, this is so weird. Like, what was like the decision making when it came to making Wolverine? And like, what were we thinking, like, for his character? His entire character is to counter another character type. Like, is that not boring? And I'm just asking the community as well. Is like, do you guys mess with that or not? Like, if you're a Wolverine fan, which I know there's a lot of Wolverine fans, do you mess with Wolverine being like a counter to tanks? And then you have Wolverine also has enhanced senses. We've seen how Daredevil can see through walls. Wolverine has no like passive where he can like track anybody. He has no passive where he can see through anything or see invisible people. None of that is explored in his character design. And in my personal opinion, and I know people are going to disagree with this and be like, oh, he was short, but Wolverine honestly would have worked better as a tank. I know this is kind of a cold take now, but I was saying this back in January when it was a hot take. Wolverine, he could have been a tank. Like, he's a dude with an adamantium skeleton who's supposed to be this unstoppable killing machine, and he's a DPS. Like, and there's a few characters in the DPS role who should honestly be tanks, but I'm gonna get on that in future videos. But Wolverine is honestly one of them. It makes no sense. He's this well-trained warrior. He lacks the combo system. Like, I want you to look at Magic as a character. She has a whole combo. They didn't give him one move. She has a whole combo where she dashes in, she can do her slash, or she can cancel it with her basic attack into another attack. Like, is that not crazy? But Wolverine, who's a well-trained warrior who's been alive for 200 years, oh no, he just hacks and slash. What? Is that not an airball? Oh my god, bro. Is that not an airball? I'm getting mad just thinking about it. And then like, he has no traversal. Think about it. No traversal. No additional basic attack. Has a sped up. All he does is hack and slash. He's like a little short midget who just runs around hack and slashing. Like, and that's not how he fights at all. Like, if you read comics, he has skill when he's fighting. So why is it just like, oh, he's just slashing in the air, and then you're just chasing somebody just slashing in the air? You would think he fights like Sabretooth. Like, that's honestly how I'm looking at it. Like, he fights like a dude who doesn't know how to fight. Like, you know how like he has powers? It feels like he just got his powers and he just flailing around. That's how his character feels. And it's not even fun to play. Like, his ultimate is janky. Even though I like his ultimate, is janky. His lunge is janky. And people could be like, oh, you just have to have skill to hit it. No, it's janky. Like, it hits in weird spots. Sometimes you're right up on the opponent and you just don't hit them at all. Everything about the character is just janky. There's no excuse for that. But yeah, honestly, just to sum it all up, I talked about, I'm gonna just go over everything real quick. He's literally a copy character of Iron Fist. Well, Iron Fist sort of jumped into his lane because Wolverine was there first. But there's two characters with the Hellform damage mechanic. So he's pretty much replaceable. He doesn't have a different animation on his melee. His healing factor acts as a second life. He doesn't have any enhanced senses. And he should have been a tank. And he has an adamantium skeleton that is pretty much not in the game at all. And then he activates his own durability. He has a move where he activates his durability. I'm like, what? Like, and I'm sure like the devs thought they were cooking like when they made it. I remember like in the trailer when he was first coming out, they were like, oh, he can block ults with his regeneration or with his 50% defense. I was like, okay, like, is that what Wolverine does? Like, that should have been a move that's been on Colossus. Like, if Colossus is joining the game, he should have had a 50% defense move like that. Why would you give that to Wolverine? I don't know. I don't know. You know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a game designer, but I'm just looking at it as a comic fan. It's just weird, you know. But if you guys agree, you know, tap that like button. And if you guys want to see more, because I'm definitely going to jump into a lot of characters for this, just subscribe. Because we going to go down every character who got weird designs compared to their comic counterparts. yeah, we getting on them. We jumping on that. So I'm probably gonna do Psylocke next. Y'all know what I'm gonna say about Psylocke. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.